In this video, let's take a look at a niche that is profitable and how you can create books in this niche that can bring in income of up to $1,000 per month. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Caroline and I make videos to help you master your mindset and make money online so that you can build a life you love. If you do enjoy watching videos like this, please take a moment to subscribe. It is free, it takes 2 seconds, and it means the world to me. And don't forget to click the bell so that you do get notified whenever I upload new videos just like this. So let's head straight over to my computer where I like to start in BookBolt, and I always like to go here initially when I'm trying to find new niche ideas. When I'm looking for a new idea or just some ideas to research further, I like to use BookBolt's cloud feature, where it shows you the best-selling low content books in a particular broad niche. So today I am going to search for just the top 100 bestsellers. I personally like to drop the BSR a little bit because I like to find books that are actually selling regularly, not just books that may sell once in a blue moon. And I might have a look at guest books today. I don't often look at guest books, so let's go through the guest book category and we'll see what is in there. I basically just set my criteria there in the search options. I generally don't ever use a keyword because I use this feature when I've just got no idea what niche I'm looking for. And then I just go through and see if any sub niches jump out at me, catch my eye, and I'll look into them further to see if they have any potential. We have here a visitor guest book, a guest book for something like a bridal shower or a wedding, a baby shower guest book. And if you are new to BookBolt, this feature under the cloud feature gives you lots of really great information all in the one place. So it'll tell you the reviews that the book has, when it was published, it tells you the price, the BSR, and also the average BSR, which I really like because obviously when you go onto the Amazon marketplace and look at a book and you look at the BSR, that's the BSR in that moment. And the BSR, which is a bestseller rank, which kind of determines the popularity of a book, well, that is fluctuating all day. So you can look at it in the morning and it's one figure, and then you can look at it a few hours later and it's completely different. So I like this particular figure here because it gives you an idea over the month of how the book is going in terms of popularity. So we have a retirement guest book sign in, babies, class of 2021, a graduation guest book. And guest books are nice because they're sort of in that gift niche, or they're usually purchased for a special occasion, which sometimes, not always, but sometimes means you can ask a bit of a higher price than normal. And so after having a quick scroll through BookBolt, today I'm going to look at the guest book niche in particular. And to narrow it down even further, I'm going to search for a visitor guest book. So as you can see here, I've popped into Amazon visitor guest book. It is bringing up over 2,000 results, which I think is great. I don't think that over 2,000 results is too bad of a competition. I know a lot of people like to say that they only want books that have under 1,000 results, and the lower the better. And on one hand, lower is good, yes, but it could also mean that there's not many sales in that niche either. So I personally don't mind niches with competition because then it means demand and people are buying and people are making sales. But that's up to you to determine what it is you look for when you're looking for a niche to go into. The niche that I'm particularly interested in, like I say, is the visitor guest book. People renting out their homes as Airbnbs is so popular these days, and it's even become a popular business model for people to buy homes, and instead of renting them to long-term residents, they set them up as Airbnbs because you can rent them out for a lot higher prices as a short-term rental. So we have so many people who are coming into this short-term rental industry. In fact, according to Airbnb, there are over 7 million listings on its website and 193 million bookings were made in 2020, which is obviously even lower than normal due to COVID and people not being able to travel as freely as you normally would. So that figure's even down on what it would normally be if the world was operating normally. So that's a crazy amount of people, one, listing properties for short-term rental on Airbnb and people making bookings through that website. So it's a huge industry and it's a growing business for a lot of people. And that's why I think this niche for visitor guest books is one that will continue to get more popular as more people get into the Airbnb business and start renting out their homes as short-term rentals or purchasing homes as a business to rent out as a short-term rental. So a visitor guest book is a log, a way of acknowledging someone's visit to a place. It sort of becomes a ritual, a place for the guests or the travelers to leave their mark. Anytime you ever stay in a bed and breakfast or perhaps a small boutique type hotel, they will always have a visitor guest book for you to sign. And guests can just leave their names, or they can leave a message for the owners of the property, or leave a comment about their stay. And new guests who come through like to read through the comments. I always like to flick through guest books and read what people have written and just see what they have to say about the place if they've left any comments. So let's take a look at some visitor guest books on Amazon and we'll see what the potential of this niche is. Straight away, the first one that catches my eye is the best seller. Guest book, vacation, holiday, home, beach, guest books, selling for $9.99. Great BSR, 31,879, so it's selling regularly. Another one here, visitor guest book, welcome, we're happy you're here, selling for $7.99 and a very similar BSR, so that's selling well as well. Another book there with a BSR under 100,000. So this one's particularly targeting the Airbnb keyword there as for a welcome visitor guest book. A BSI just under 150,000, also selling for $9.99. So these ones, you can see some of them, their prices are a little bit higher than general low content books would sell for. There's a hardcover guest book cabin edition. And if you are someone who has been given access to the hard cover feature in Amazon, they are rolling it out. Not everybody has it yet, but if you do, this is a really great niche for hardcover books. I think this is a niche where people would so much prefer a hardcover over a paperback because it is sort of like a keepsake and lots of people are going to be handling it, so it would have more durability as a hardcover over a paperback. So yeah, if you have hardcover access, this is a perfect niche for hardcover books. There's another guest book, 41,729 BSR, selling for $12.08. That's a hardcover too. So you can see that this is a niche that's selling. All these BSRs are really, really good. And as I say, I think it's a niche that's just going to keep getting more and more in demand as more and more people rent out their homes on Airbnb or as short-term rentals. Okay, and so the book that I want to have a look at today is this particular one here, the bestseller in this niche. So uploaded in 2019, it currently has 69 reviews and ratings, and it looks like it's part of a series. So they obviously make a few different covers by the looks of it. And they've connected them all together in a series, which you can do with any of your books if you create a series of books within a niche but with different covers. So let's take a look inside. So we have a welcome page, guest name, traveling from. So it's not just a traditional lined book, which are the guest books that I've seen. So each page within the book is dedicated to a certain traveler or group of travelers, so they can put their names, where they're from, some memories and messages with a nice little graphic there. So it's a little bit more detailed than traditional guest books that I've seen, but I like that. I think it's really nice. A really good description explaining the book, what's in it, what they get, the features, etc. So it's 151 pages. It's a square book, 8.5 by 8.5. I keep in mind, I have a book that's this particular size in a completely different niche, but I cannot include it as part of expanded distribution. Not every size of book is included in expanded distribution, so if you do want to have access to that, keep in mind the size of the book and keep it to more common sized books. So 8.5 by 8.5 isn't very common, and so this book will only be allowed to be sold on Amazon. So the BSRs changed slightly in between looking at the search results over here and opening up the product page for this book, but it's basically still the same. I'm just going to look up the KDP royalty calculator to see how much this person is making per book. So we've got paperback, black and white. It had 151 pages, selling for $9.99. So it's making around $3.33, not around, it's making $3.33 per book. And so what I'll do is we'll go over here to the TCK Publishing Amazon book sales calculator, which helps give an estimate of how many books someone might be selling. So this isn't accurate, but it would hopefully give us an idea. So if this book is selling 140 copies per month, this book is making between $450 and $500 per month just on that one book. How can you make more money from these types of books? Well, you create multiple books. You could do something similar to this person. So you could create a series of books. They have created a range of guest books under the same niche with different covers, possibly with different interiors as well. Or you could create a series of guest books within different sub niches. So the visitor guest book, a baby shower guest book, a birthday guest book, and so on and so on. And if you can get each of them ranked to a similar ranking of this one, a BSR of around the $30,000 mark, you will easily hit that $1,000 income goal. If that's what you've got, you would only need 2 books making this royalty, and with that BSR to hit $1,000. If you wanted to have an income goal of $2,000, create 4 books and build them up to the same kind of BSRs as this one. So I think this is a really great niche where you can more easily hit your income goals because you can charge a little bit of a higher price, which means that your royalty is going to be higher than normal on a low content book. So what do you think? Do you think this is a niche that you're interested in creating some books for? Let me know in the comments below if you think that this is a good niche to get into. If you did like this video, let me know by giving me a thumbs up, and to make sure that you don't miss out on any more videos that I make, don't forget to subscribe.